face to start kicking ass, just like it said at the beginning of the program.
Man of the hour, tower of terror, too sweet to be sour.
Sending your ass on the jabroni jet to the other side of the territory, brother.
The Alabama Hammer.
Nightmares are the best part of my day.
The goods from the wood.
Hot damn.
Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
I am Pat Riley.
I am Mr. Goodnight. And I've psyched you out this time.
Wow,
Yeah.
I filled it all in my head. You've
Connect
thrown
the
me
dots.
off my game.
It's
Dear Lord.
a first.
Oh my God. All right.
We haven't had an extended intro from Goodnight. No rap.
No
Wow.
rap, no rap master.
Wow.
No body made of twisted steel, no supersonic sex appeal, none of that.
Okay. As long as we get a little bit,
Yeah.
I can get back on my game properly.
Teasing like that. I'm just teasing. I'm not teasing. I'm pleasing, you understand?
Got to dial it back a little bit sometimes to make people appreciate it more when it comes back.
That's true. It's like making love, really. And I approach every situation like I'm making love.
So this episode's just the three of us this week, but we're actually going to revisit a concept that we did a show called Bargain Bin. So the last time we
Episode
did this,
25, I believe.
is that right? Episode
Yeah.
25. I'll have to go back and look and see
Back
what.
in the Santa Monica days.
Yeah, that's right. We were recording at the time. Our studios were in Santa Monica, down by the beach, just outside of LA, and we went to Record Surplus.
Yes.
Made famous by the Wesley Willis song, Rock Over London, Rock on Chicago, Record Surplus, the last record store.
Yes.
And we picked out a couple of records out of their bargain bin. And today, we're all the way across town. We're Silver Lake adjacent here in East Hollywood. So we went over to Silver Lake to Rockaway Records this
Yeah.
time and combed through their bargain bin.
Yeah, so the caveat that we have on this particular episode is that with the Record Surplus one, it was $1 bin.
Yeah.
And depending on the sales, you could end up for two for $1.
Yeah.
And when you have $1 bin, you end up with some of the classics of the bargain bin. You know, you have a lot of your Andy Williams,
Barbra Streisand.
Linda Ronstadt,
Barry Gibb.
Oh yeah,
All
absolutely.
the Gibb brothers are there.
in their solo joints. Yeah. So Rockaway Records, which is a very, very classy record store, does not have a $1 bin. It has a $5 bin.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
right.
hidden.
Yep.
It's hidden underneath the normal racks of your $20, $30 collector level records. But we managed to find and unearth some gems from below the record racks.
Definitely. And by the way, just if you wanted to go back and check it out, we had the number wrong. The bargain bin, the original bargain bin is episode 28, and it came out March 24th, 2014.
Well,
That's pretty close, though.
yeah.
Excuse
No,
me.
that's close though. Yeah.
I usually don't know the numbers of any of the episodes.
I
so.
barely do either. 25 was Tijuana Mama, where we famously had the best songs to take a dump to.
Yeah, that's a classic.
You can find that on in the archives.
Yeah, so we each bought two choice cuts from the bargain bin.
I actually ended up buying a bunch of records just because I found a bunch of records I want in there.
Yeah, they actually had some decent ones in there. They had a lot of Elvis Costello in there. They had a lot of
I found John Hyatt's record Slug Line, which speaking of Elvis Costello, John Hyatt decided at some point in the early 80s that he just wanted to be Elvis Costello, so he made this record Slug Line that's just him doing his best Elvis Costello, and it's real good.
a lot of the more decent John Mellencamp albums from the 80s.
Yep. You got your American Fool. You got your
Scarecrow.
Lonesome
Scarecrow wasn't in there.
Got your Lonesome Jubilee.
Yeah, Lonesome Jubilee was in there.
They actually these bargain bins actually had pretty good stuff in them.
Well, it's a $5 bin.
bins.
Yeah.
So it's not a $1 bin. A $1 bin is a completely different entity. Those are like your Andre Castellanets, your 15 copies of Bob Jane's Touchdown, because Taxi was big, guys.
Yeah.
Taxi was huge. So I guess I'll start out with my my picks, which was tough. There's a lot of good stuff. There was very little in the way of anything that was good for comedic and entertainment purposes only.
Oh, we'll see.
Well, you had to go through all the decent albums. You had to go through all the ones that are easy targets.
Yeah.
Your
It was
your
tricky.
Styx albums. Yeah, tricky. Indeed,
It took
was tricky.
skill.
Yeah, there was a lot of those best in 1955, best in 1957 sort
Yeah.
of box sets. But I managed to pick out 2. And the first one that I have is anybody that grew up in the late 80s or was conscious during the late 80s was aware of this fantastic album. And I say fantastic with some jest. One of the songs on it was Omnipresent, but we're going to get into the deeper album cuts of the album Duotones by Kenny G.
Oh, shit. Oh, wow. And that's from the era. Please tell me you've seen the picture of Kenny G and Miles Davis together,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
If you haven't seen this picture, we're going to put it up on our Twitter. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen
I've
this
heard
picture?
of Kenny G and Miles Davis.
Well,
but
there's a picture of them together that
Yeah.
from roughly this, I mean, based on Kenny G's overall appearance, roughly this same time
Yeah, it was
period.
well, this
around
is
the-
when Kenny G, the G stood for gigantic.
Yeah, and Miles Davis was trying to be Prince, essentially. But this album is the one with Songbird on it.
Yeah.
Which, if you've ever gone to a hair salon or an elevator during the 1980s,
You chance to turn on VH1 at any point.
oh yeah, you would definitely hear a lot of the G-Man himself.
Do you know what the G stands for?
Goodness,
No, it's not
Greatness?
goodness. Not goodness, not greatness, not good night.
gratitude.
Not attitude of gratitude. Not glory, hallelujah. Not Grady. The G stands for Gorlick.
Gorlick.
Wow.
That's his name, Kenny
Kenneth
Gorlick.
Gorlick.
So the cover itself
Here's
is
this picture, by the way. This is Kenny G and
It
Miles
looks
Davis.
like a photo negative of each other or something. Miles Davis has eye shine in this picture like he's hunting in the dark.
Miles Davis looks like he could not have given less of a shit to meet Kenny G. And
looks
Kenny
like he's
G
about to
looks
kill him.
so excited to see Miles Davis.
Yeah. The front is Kenny G, black and white, all of his glory. It's the blazer with the button-down shirt unbuttoned. You can see the undershirt, the tank top underneath. Fine. The back. Ooh. He's got the fat Adidas's on, the fat Adidas high tops.
Oh man, I was actually just looking at a pair of those.
And some suspenders, which were hidden by the blazer. Unfortunately, he does not have his alto sax. He has a regular.
He's got a tenor.
No, his regular soprano sax. My mistake. He has his tenor saxophone, his real saxophone. So this is
unusual.
not the signature Kenny G.
I've only ever seen him playing
instrument.
alto or soprano.
Well,
I've
see,
never,
this is when he hangs loose and he takes off the jacket and he busts out the soprano.
Yeah, he might be in Rome. There's columns around. It's very neoclassical.
All right.
But everybody knows Songbird. Which
yeah. Well, let's hear it a little bit in case you don't know Songbird. This is from the record Duotones. Oh boy. Did you just get dumped in a mall?
I feel like I'm on hold waiting for the dentist office.
Your call is very important to us. Please stay on the line. Wow. Wow. It's so smooth.
absolutely sexual.
It's the smoothest of smooth.
Yeah, I mean, there is probably an entire cohort of people in their late 20s who were conceived to this slow jam.
Yes, yeah.
The children of Kenny G.
Wow.
The mix on this sounds really weird.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that part.
It's like, yeah, you will not get bass anywhere near this fucking
Oh
song.
yeah, no, absolutely not. There's no bass whatsoever. But I wanted to get into some of the more the album cuts on here. So there's one on here that I would like to hear that was co-produced by Kenny G, and it's called Esther. Is he trying to charm a snake or something?
I was just going
like
to say,
that?
it has
Yeah.
sort of an Eastern flair to it.
I
A
know.
little bit.
Maybe S is a snake's name.
Yeah, Esther is the name of his cobra because he likes to keep the stakes
Esther.
high when he plays the flute.
Or indeed the alto sax.
Oh my God!
It's a good thing the snake is deaf.
Yeah, that's right.
I
Although
wouldn't
he
even-
can feel the shitty vibrations
Yeah.
with his tongue.
No, there's no bass.
I don't know what this. Yeah, there's zero bass on this album. I don't think that there's any.
It's like a Doors record.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Wow.
There's another song
Well, the
on
Doors
here.
would at least attempt to put the bass sound
Okay.
into the keyboard.
So
you know?
I'm shooting blind here.
Yeah.
So what are you guys feeling? Do you want to listen to Midnight Motion, Sade, or
Sade surely has Sade
or
on it, right?
Champagne?
Surely
I think
Sade has Sade.
Can we get a sampler of all three?
Ooh,
This is Sade.
I like this.
Surely she's on this. You wouldn't just name the fucking
Turn
song,
your love around.
right? Like you wouldn't just name it Sade and not
Well,
have
maybe it's a
Sade.
tribute.
Yeah, maybe this is how it makes him feel in his pants and things.
Sade's the muse.
Yeah.
It sounds like that song "Turn Your Love Around." Like it's the beat beat of it.
It's definitely the funkiest of the songs.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm browsing at a bookstore.
An erotic bookstore.
But tastefully erotic.
Very tasteful.
I mean, this is tastefully erotic.
Jesus.
I want to hear Champagne
Okay.
because that sounds. Apparently, there's actually vocals on this.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually a few of these.
You know what this sounds like? It sounds
Luther
like
Vandross.
it sounds like it's fast. It's definitely faster, but it's like I keep forgetting I'm not in love anymore. Also, Regulate by Warren G. Same song.
Also, this sounds like the music, and this goes back to one of the things we mentioned in the previous Bargain Bin one. This sounds like the music that they would play during the local Weathers on the Ones
yeah, that's
on
right. Yeah.
the Weather Channel.
Your local
It
forecast.
does. Well, let's face it, Kenny G. G stands for genius because this man made millions of dollars selling records that were pretty much elevator music.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's the thing about Kenny G is because his music has there's no vocals, right? It's just music, and it's some of the best-selling instrumental music of the past 30 years. And because of that, the Chinese government has actually allowed, that's like one of the few Western artists, their entire catalog is allowed in China. There's nothing that they see confrontational to the government or anything
Well,
like
I don't
that.
know. I
what
think-
about when they had the one-child policy?
I
Because
mean-
this could make you want to get busy.
I don't know.
That's a very good point.
I think the party might be offended by slip of the tongue.
Oh, a slip of the tongue. That slip of the tongue better not include a slight towards Mao.
Actually, I hope it doesn't include a sour note on the alto sax, but he drops it.
Ooh.
No, I think. Oh, we know
this
where
is-
where that tongue is.
Slip of the tongue.
Oh God! Please have KRS-One.
Yeah. This sounds like something like the Art of Noise or something.
Yeah.
like
What is
that.
this?
Like he needs the B-boy classic in this one.
Where the hell is Kenny G?
I know.
You know he's coming.
He's teasing us.
This is like. Oh, there he is.
There we go. Just
Oh,
like
yeah.
me at the beginning. Kenny G knows how to tease him.
I actually like this. This is
pretty good.
funky as
You know
hell.
what this sounds like? This sounds like the casino night level in Sonic.
It does. This is good.
Yeah.
You know, I must be getting old because this record is a lot better than
Yeah.
I thought.
My point about the Chinese thing, by the way, my friend Dusty has lived in China for years now, and he told me that in most taxi cabs, if they're listening to Western music, it's fucking Kenny G. He's
Yeah.
still one of the most popular Western artists in China. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, this is good.
This is great.
This is pretty
Who
awesome.
knew that
Yeah.
Kenny G could?
Wow.
Ooh,
I love this.
this is actually great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. This is not like.
I'd
that-
listen to this.
This isn't that fake exuberance that we would have
Yeah,
if we
no,
were
no,
playing
no.
like Andy Kim or something like that.
This
right?
music is like Bacardi. It makes the night come alive.
I know this is like. I mean, if you have a cup with that Malibu rum,
Just rum,
and,
nothing else.
and pineapple juice, put it on
in a separate, you're chasing Malibu
Yeah.
rum with. Don't mix them. That's
put it in a cup and get under the pergola. Blast this,
pergola.
and this is a good night, man.
Man,
Hey, you could even lay out some cardboard and break a few moves down.
fuck yeah, yeah.
This is great. I actually.
Come to my dance contest at the gazebo.
I mean, mind you, I'm gonna leave this here at Disgraceland, but slip of the tongue. This song is good.
Yeah,
This is good shit.
not
Hey
bad.
Kenny,
Yeah.
I'm sorry for making fun of you, man.
That G stands
And
for
there's a
good
little bit of a
shit.
bass to it too. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the problem with Kenny G. Kenny G, if he threw some bass in his stuff,
Yeah, he just needed a little bit of bass.
he just needed a little bit of bass, and this would actually be really good.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
This wouldn't be bad.
So you could actually this is not on this record. This is pretty new, but have you ever seen Weezer and Kenny G before?
Oh Lord.
So if you wanted to hear Kenny G with some bass, this is from, I believe this is from like the Ratitude era, probably like 2011, something. Yeah, 2011. The song is called "I'm Your Daddy," and they have this video on their YouTube page that is them in like the AOL studios doing this. Doing this whole thing. And the best part of the video is they keep Kenny G like hidden until the very end. Like, except that he's in the description, you wouldn't know that he's in the fucking thing. So they're just in the middle of the song. And then all of a sudden Kenny G just walks out of the background.
Oh. At this stage, is the hair real?
I don't know.
You know about a lot of Kenny G collaborations, Rivers.
Oh, well, yeah. Don't even get me started on David Sanborn.
Oh.
But this actually.
We'll throw this video up on our Twitter, by the way. The Weezer "I'm Your Daddy" video is just shocking, especially if you don't know that. I mean, I guess I've ruined it now.
Yeah.
If you don't know Kenny G is coming, you're just watching it, and all of a sudden he just comes out of the darkness with his fucking soprano sax.
And don't take us putting this on Twitter as me endorsing Weezer. I wholeheartedly do not.
Oh, I endorse this era of Weezer.
I endorse Weezer because I saw them at a racetrack.
Well, Goodnight
Kind
approved.
of. Tony Bartolone was there too. We'll have to talk about that sometime.
Oh man, yeah.
All right, so that's Kenny G's duo tones.
Duo tones.
Duo
All right.
tones. I don't know what was the duo part, but I'm not a music major. My second album.
Oh wait, are you gonna do two in a row, or are we gonna go around?
I was going to do two in a row.
Oh,
He's
okay.
already knocked our nuts off with this one.
Yeah.
Now he's got what's next.
Well, I mean, we actually found something that unexpectedly we'd like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so right now, I think there's going to be something that has no redeeming value.
Okay.
At least to us. I mean, maybe in some circles, people would think that this is a classic,
I don't know.
but I don't. Alan Parsons Project's I, Robot.
iRobot.
I, Robot.
is this a sci-fi concept album?
Oh, well, it's it shouts out to Asimov, so it has to be, right? So this is basically Asimov without the cool mutton chops. There's a lot of pretentious ass song titles on this.
Oh, good. Well, let's read some of the song
Let's see. There's iRobot.
title track.
Yeah. And then there's some
Fahrenheit
ones that
451.
There's some ones that are very innocuous, right?
Dandelion
and then
wine.
it gets to side two, and we get really snooty. The Voice.
Oh, I feel like that needs to be the one we
wait.
read first, right?
Maybe not, because there's also Nucleus. Day after day, the show must go on. Total Eclipse, and my personal favorite, Genesis chapter 1, verse 32, which I want to hear some of that.
What is Genesis 1:32?
We'll
It
find out
has to
now.
do with something of the first creation story, which is actually historically the second creation story. I don't know what it is. I'm not a biblical scholar.
I get it.
Let's see, 31. Let's see.
Oh, you got a real Bible.
I got
out.
a. Oh yeah,
I was using my
the real
phone.
good.
Though I'm a heathen, I do have my NOAB, my new Oxford annotated.
Well,
Bible.
see, I have a King James in my house.
With Apocrypha, so we can get into Baruch.
Let's see. It's Genesis chapter 1, verse 32.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
Ooh, how pretentious!
Oh, okay. So Genesis chapter 1 ends at verse 31.
Oh, so this is they're trying to amend the Bible with this.
Oh,
song.
so this is an amendment. You're exactly
this is an
right.
amendment to the Bible.
So this is Apocrypha. Is it in the back of that thing?
So this might. So they better. They
This is
they
like the
set
Book of Lilith or some shit.
Yeah, they set the bar high.
Here we go. Let's see what this
See if the
sounds like.
Council of Nicaea approves this thing.
Oh, fuck. Again, this sounds like the way that I think people in the 50s thought that all factories would sound, like the sound of the future, the sound of industry.
Which one is this?
This
Genesis?
is Genesis chapter 1, verse 32. So this is the part that God left out of the book.
No, I think God is a good editor because this is nothing special.
This sounds like the kind of music that would be playing in the background of that sketch from Mr. Show where it's like, welcome to Minoku's House of the Future.
Wow. Yeah, God should stay away from recording record albums.
Yeah.
Okay. Sort of a...
Listen here. This song is so good. This song is so profound. What title can we give it in order to communicate how great and profound it is?
Oh, hey, there it is. Look, see, here's the thing I will say about Alan Parsons. He's the guy, he's the mastermind of Dark Side of the Moon, and he does know to build to a thing. One of my problems with prog rock is a lot of times the songs don't ever build the shit.
Yeah.
You know, they're just building and building and droning, but, you know, he's got a nice little
I was
guitar.
going to say this sounds like a Pink Floyd outtake or
So
something.
isn't verse 31 of the Genesis of chapter 1, verse 31, the point in which God rests on the seventh day?
Let's see. No, let's see. Chapter 1,
All right,
verse 31. So this is the Noab version,
Yeah.
not the King James, but God saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was good, and there was evening, and there was morning, and the sixth day.
So this is what he was chilling to on the seventh day.
Yeah.
He put this thing on.
He put this thing on
So-
Smoked
and
a
rolled,
bone.
rolled the 20-sided die.
So, yeah. After he was finished making, you know, Yosemite and Mount Kilauea and all of the wonders of the earth.
He listened to this and put Shawshank Redemption on mute on TBS and played it in the background. Wow, this is
All right, what else is on
And
here?
that's just one track.
I like let's do the obviously we do song number 1.
Yeah, I guess
the
title track. We should have started there. This is iRobot.
It's 6 minutes long,
Jesus Christ.
which in prog rock terms is a single.
AOR, man. AOR radio.
Yeah.
It's a different time. Oh, God, this is taking too long. By the way, the the guy on the cover of iRobot.
Which the Legacy Edition is not the same because this is different. It has the
That
guy.
looks like it was a rejected Queen cover. or
Yeah.
something.
well, the guy, the robot on the cover of iRobot does look like Tom Servo
yeah.
a little bit.
This
It looks like the GoBots command center.
This sounds like my stomach whenever I eat. Like me and Rivers went to Sizzler, and that's what my stomach sounded like after I went through 6 plates at Sizzler. that thing.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's exactly right.
Yeah.
It does just sound like they dropped a mic.
See,
into
and look,
someone's stomach.
you have to go. It's been a minute thus far,
And nothing's happened.
nothing's happened.
It's still fading in.
But we can use this opportunity to look at the gatefold,
Whoa!
which has a picture of Alan Parsons.
What? Dude, he looks like Peter Frampton with a beard.
I thought he looked like Paul McCartney with a beard.
He looks like 5 dudes that I knew in the Atlanta indie rock scene.
He looks like Gentleman Jesse with a beard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
Jeez.
There's actually a lyric sheet on here. iRobot does not have.
Whoa, it does look like the GoBots playset.
Oh, dang.
Whoa.
So there isn't actually lyrics.
We'll put that on our Twitter. It looks exactly like the damn GoBots playset.
There's no lyrics on the 2 that we played.
Oh, we'll find us one with lyrics.
Mr. Wizard's World.
I don't know. This record's starting to grow on me.
I want to do a whole prog rock episode, by the
Yeah.
way, at some point, because it's a subject that I'm like, I'm
well, like a lot of prog rock albums,
about,
the album cover's good.
yeah.
Day after day.
Hold on, it's getting funky. It sounds like Steely Dan right now.
Yeah, they're putting the ass in Asimov, as in movie ass.
Oh, turn this body down. Sad old man who run this town.
I like that.
And then
brother.
it's fun. It's a put
just-
on.
Yeah, it does sound like him and it's fun. It sounds like it's what? Wait, let me guess. Let me guess the year on this. Is this 1978?
I think it's actually 1977.
Okay.
Yeah, 1977, the year where punk rock broke.
I had no.
Now you know why.
I had no previous knowledge. I just took a wild shot in the dark. Everything in 1977, 78. If it wasn't disco, it sounded like fucking this.
Well, because of Star Wars, probably.
I mean, but this is the same year that like Trans Europe Express came out.
Yeah.
And
well, this also sounds just like kind of Asia Steely Dan a little bit.
Yeah.
At least the funky part.
How about Day After Day? The show must go on.
God, I got to say, I kind of like
because Nucleus does not have lyrics.
Okay, let's see. Day After Day.
There are a lot of albums that sound like this nowadays, actually.
I think there were a lot of records that sounded like this in the 70s, too.
Well, people loved pot then, and they love fucking pot now. So
Pot is a hell of a drug.
Now that it's legalized,
Jesus.
the rebirth of
Prog's coming back.
Yeah, look out, man.
Yeah, this also sounds like Floyd.
Sounds a lot like Floyd. Is this outtakes from Wish You Were Here or some shit?
Well, it's the same guy. It's the producer, right? So he knew Floyd's shtick.
So you need to have pot or else this just goes on forever.
I guess so.
Woo. This is
Yeah, this sounds exactly the fuck like that.
this sounds painful. So
Well, I'm a fan of Pink Floyd. I gotta say, I don't hate this.
Really?
I actually
We need to be
even though
more
it's
stoned
called
for this
even though it's
record.
called I, Robot.
No, it's definitely pretentious. all of prog rock is. I mean, that's
See,
the
I guess
hallmark
I guess
of it.
that I'm more influenced by affect than anything when
So
it comes
far,
to
too.
music.
It's not so robotic.
Yeah.
Mr. Roboto probably has more robot content than this.
Yeah. Okay, I got to hear it just because we brought it up. I need to hear the voice. Fuck yes. Who's the souped up sex machine who also is a robot?
Voice.
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 Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey baby, I'm just talking about voice.
Does not compute.
Then we can dig it.
I feel the earth move under my feet. That's
Well, it has the bass from like Marquee Moon too.
Oh shit! It's got some doors too.
Dang!
Sounds like Riders on the Storm a little bit.
Taking its time too, like everything.
I'm on board. I'm so on board.
That bass line does suck you in.
Yeah.
This is
It's almost a feeling you can touch in the air.
Holy shit! I love this.
really?
I love it.
Nobody's
Wow.
there. It's been a long time
'Cause it's gonna-
now
Because it sounds like Steely Dan.
It sounds like Steely Dan.
Well, you like Steely
I
Dan.
fucking love Steely
You're
Dan.
a pervert.
Hold on,
Listen.
Everything on this sounds like someone else.
but it's got like the kind of I don't know. It's got that the British electronic shit on top of it.
sooner or later when your big chances.
God, this sounds just the fuck like Steely Dan too, but it's just got like a little bit of that electronic affect over it.
That's the robotness.
See, I'm purely man, and I can't like this album.
Well, I'm purely Dan, baby.
I'm a steely man, and I don't mess with the Dan.
I'm just trying to. Is this leading up to a point where it's gonna like explode, or is it just gonna
Probably
be
not. This stuff usually just kind of meanders.
This is a slow burn of a record.
Yeah, because it's almost halfway done. I was hoping it would be one of those where like, baby goes down, like something crazy happens.
Yeah, no, I don't have I don't have much faith. I mean,
No, it's not the Eagles. They don't have that kind of pop sensibility.
Yeah, but goddamn, I liked
Wow.
that. That was funky. That was good.
I did not care for that.
No?
And I thought I wouldn't care for it, and I didn't care for it. But what I did care for was that Kenny G song.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, goddamn.
That song rules.
Yeah, that song was surprisingly good.
What was it?
Slip of the tongue.
tongue,
Slip
man.
of the tongue.
That song bangs, man.
Yeah.
That song rules. So we had to buy the albums. We had to wade through it, but we actually had a very decent surprise
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's hear a little bit
from
more.
an unexpected individual.
Totally. We should hear a little bit more of that slip of the tongue.
Yeah.
And
We're all born again Kenny G fans.
Hell yeah. And
Before your ears.
we'll be right back.
Slip, slip, slip.
All right, so before we go any further with the bargain bin episode, it is time, Pat, for you to put somebody into the Goods from the Woods Hall of Fame.
Yeah, indeed. We are going to put the next inductee in the Goods from the Woods Hall of Fame, and we're going into the field of combat, everybody.
Ooh, combat.
Yeah.
Is it General Patton?
It's not General Patton. We're going hand-to-hand combat.
Oh.
With perhaps the greatest American hand-to-hand combat
Combat tour.
Combat tour.
Combat athlete.
Combat athlete that we can possibly think of. And my inductee this week is one and only the pride of Coldwater, Michigan, Dan the Beast Severn.
Let's hear that beautiful theme song.
Oh, it's such a great theme song. That's
fuck yeah. Sounds like Metallica.
Oh yeah. And just imagine the scariest stoic guy with a mustache walking to the ring in black granny panties and a sweaty gray t-shirt. This guy looks like the most badass dad on the planet, and he is a badass, actually.
And a dad.
I think Dan Severn, I think he does have some children's. If not, he should have, because he should have reproduced, because he's so awesome. Dan Severn, for those of you that don't know, is one of the most accomplished amateur wrestlers in American history. He wrestled in freestyle and Greco-Roman. He wrestled for Arizona State, I believe. And he was one of those people that, unfortunately, because we boycotted the 1980 Olympics, he didn't have the opportunity to represent our country at the Olympics, and perhaps won a gold medal in wrestling in Moscow. He could have done it. He was that good. But Dan Severn, who was a really accomplished amateur wrestler, and then he became a pro wrestler.
Yep.
He got trained in pro wrestling by one and only Al Snow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he didn't get a chance to go to the Olympics. Same thing that screwed over Kerry Von Erich. He could have won the gold in discus. Didn't have that chance. Basically, the 1980 Olympics screwed over professional wrestlers left and right.
Yeah, if that Olympics had happened and wrestling is to be believed, it would have been full of wrestlers.
Oh, yeah.
It would have had Von Erich. It would have had the fellow that worked for Vern Gagne.
Brad Regan's.
Yeah. I even saw the Glow documentary.
Yeah.
And I think it was Mount Fiji claimed she was going to be in the Olympics too.
Absolutely. But Dan Severn was a wrestler, and then he had heard about just around the grapevine that they were starting a little thing called the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and he was just like, well, I could try this out. Why not? I don't know what this is all about. I'm such a good wrestler. He went in there, and he didn't even train. This was like back in the day when it was just a freak show.
Yeah.
It was like human cockfighting, and Dan Severn went in there, and he cleaned up. He didn't win the first one that he was in, right? But he eventually became probably alongside like Ken Shamrock and Hoist Gracie, like the top three best of those Ultimate Fighters early on. And Dan Severn fought into his 50s.
Wow.
Into his 50s, he was competitive in mixed martial arts. And
he's 59 right now.
Yeah.
He's almost like a real-life version of Hager. I don't know if y'all remember Hager from that video game Final Fight.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Hager the Horrible.
No, he had a bigger beard because Hager had the little Freddie Mercury mustache like Dan Severn.
Oh, yeah. Dan Severn, man. He very prideful of his mustache. When he got into mixed martial arts, I think he went from the beard to the mustache, which became his signature.
It's a good mustache.
Yeah, very nice mustache. Always had the blowback hair. Looked good. He looked good while he was taking people down and kicking ass.
And that's an important thing.
Yeah. And he wrestled in the World Wrestling Federation during the Attitude Era. Not necessarily the most star-studded career in the WWF, because he's not necessarily a man of charisma.
No.
He was like very much like, basically, I like to think of Dan Severn as the original Brock Lesnar. Like, if you watched his matches, he would just suplex people. He would throw them around. He was very stone-faced. He had that level of intimidation. But back in the day when you had Val Venus, back in the day when you had the various other weird characters, Kane, Dan Severn walking around just didn't necessarily have the panache.
Yeah, the wrestling business was so crowded, then it was easy to get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, he almost he left the WWE WWF because Vince Russo basically had an idea for a gimmick where he would tattoo, quote unquote, the letter 666 on his forehead and join the Ministry of Darkness. And it's just like, why? Why do that? This guy just needs a pair of black granny panties and a gray sweated up t-shirt ready to just whoop some butt. Like he was definitely, he had some great matches with The Rock early on. He had some great matches with Ken Shamrock. Whenever he would show a little pizzazz, he would dress up. And he would wear, it was actually pretty funny. He would wear like a blue double-breasted jacket with like a tie and a shirt and like gray slacks. He kind of looked like the world's toughest rent-a-cop. Like he looked like he was ready to like beat up everybody at the museum, you know. But he had a but like basically he went on, he left, you know, the WWF and had a really kind of solid career for a long time as a mixed martial artist, you know, on a very low level. Basically everybody that kind of went around that was starting out, you know, one of the first things that you did when you were starting out in your career was to fight Dan the Beast Severn, right? And if you made it through Dan, you eventually became, you know, really great. Eventually, he was like kind of that gatekeeper. So fighting that 45-year-old Dan the Beast Severn, but he's he's really just a really interesting figure, a little known figure in the history of you know, well, mixed martial arts is big now, right? They're having this, or maybe they've already had the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight, which is like kind of the peak, the sad peak of MMA in kind of the cultural zeitgeist. But like, if you go back further, Dan the Beast Severn, you know, even with Brock Lesnar being really successful, he is the original. They're the godfather of, you know, American mixed martial arts. And, you know, really great guy from the interviews you listen to, very folksy. You know, when there was one time on the Colt Cabana podcast where he was just like, hey, Dan, I just want to hear you curse once. Can you curse? And he's just like, so you want me to give you a damn or a shit ski? He's one of those kind of guys, you know.
He got a clean mouth, but he kicks ass and he looked good.
Oh yeah, he looks powerful, and as a guy that's sporting a mustache right now, I aspire to be Dan the Beast Severn, and you can still see him from time to time wrestling at independent wrestling events. He recently wrestled Tom Lawler, who's coming from UFC into pro wrestling. He wrestled Matt Riddle, who's probably in a few years going to be like one of the biggest stars in wrestling. Yeah. So Dan the Beast Severn, still giving back, still kicking ass, still having an awesome mustache. Dan the Beast Severn, I know you're in the UFC Hall of Fame, but now you're in the Goods from the Woods Hall of Fame. Dan, we love you, buddy. Keep beasting.
Shocked by how much I liked that.
Yeah, that was a really good song.
Now,
maybe Rivers has some unknown gems.
Oh boy, I hope so. So actually, this weirdly has some connection to the last thing that we talked about, the Alan Parsons project.
Let me guess, they're both records, right?
Well, no, they're biblical in nature, I guess, or at least religious in nature.
Oh, this sounds good.
So the other one had the unwritten verse of Genesis. This album. Which I have no idea what this is going to sound like. I just got, based on the cover and based on the name of the record, we'll put this up on our Twitter because it does have to be seen to be believed. This is Michael Quattro, and the album is called In Collaboration with the Gods.
Somebody shaves their chest.
So this better be good because this is Michael Quattro in collaboration with the gods. So
what gods they might be, we don't know.
Who's on this record? It's like Zeus on drums.
No, literally. All right, so here are some of the titles of the songs. Side 1, in collaboration with the gods theme. Theme. The next song is called Interlude of Ra. Then we've got Pluto's Lament.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got
that's about Disney.
Loki's Glory. and then we've got
well, that's literal.
Interlude of Ares. Amusement.
Is that just war sounds?
Amusement of Bacchus. We have Illusion of Circe. I guess I'm just getting more ridiculous as I read these names, but I'm fine with that.
It sounds like he took a kid's book about like ancient gods or something.
Edith Hamilton's mythology is what he's been going through. Deity's Ditty.
Deity's
He ran out of
Ditty.
titles. Deity's Ditty. Fuck
Deity's
you.
Ditty.
Messengers from Mars.
Gods.
He already used Ares.
Yeah, there's an outer spaceman. Oh, Mars. I see. You're right. He's got 2 songs on this damn record.
Yeah.
What an ego trip.
Waltz of the Gods. Thor's Salute.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I
Also,
got Thor's salute from right here.
I'll show you a hammer.
also, by the way, in the course of reading this, I just realized this, and I'm an idiot. So this
aren't we all?
all of the titles that I've just read, this is all a medley. So these are all parts of one song. I'm sorry. Side 1 is in collaboration with the Gods, and it is all of that shit that I just read. Those are the different parts, like Admiral Halsey and Uncle Albert, but they're all the different parts to this song. And the song, by the way, is only like 4 minutes long, so there's a bunch of this shit in there. So this is
Is this guy Michael Quattro? Is he any relation to Susie Quattro?
I have no idea.
It's spelled differently. And by the way, the guy that it's is coming from is a guy that has a necklace with not 1, not 2, but 3 shark's teeth.
I believe, Pat, those are crocodile teeth.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were animal. I thought it was them kind of, those Egyptian things that represent one of the gods.
Oh, maybe so.
Yeah.
Well, he is in collaboration with the Gods. Also, I'm going to put a picture of this on our website. You can just see he has these flesh-colored pants that makes it look like he's naked on the
He's
back.
got a good butt.
He's got a very good butt.
He's got a Sting quality butt.
Yeah, it's shiny too, and those shiny pants really enhance this guy's ass. He has the ass of the gods.
So speaking of the Gods, this is Michael Quattro, and the song is called "In Collaboration with the Gods."
Is this a silent movie?
Fly, Robin, fly. Oh,
This sounds awful.
Yeah, what kind of record is this shit?
Wait, there's a chance this is about to get funky. Okay,
There we go.
I take everything back.
Rick Derringer is on this record.
really? Rick Derringer?
So is Flo and Eddie.
Wow.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Rick Derringer.
Yeah,
Oh, I
it
know
is.
that guitar anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, that's why this kicks ass. Okay.
Except
So he's
when
on this?
Michael Quattro comes in.
Yeah.
Rick Derringer's on this and the wrestling album.
So this is interesting, where it's just like,
Hold on. This is it about to get to like the soft melodic part? Which is this?
Pluto's Lament.
Is this Pluto's Lament?
I think so.
This is Pluto's Lament. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah. This is definitely. I don't know.
This sounds like Music Box Dancer slowed down. I
Yeah.
hate that song.
So yeah, this is Michael Quattro.
So it's like he was. Oh wait, speeding up. It's speeding up. It's like he's surrounded himself with people that kind of rule, but when he's coming into the picture, it's just like, Michael, man, more Flo and Eddie, dude. More Flo and Eddie.
Actually, they had a record at the place we was at. I didn't get it, but I
Yeah,
thought
Flo and
about
Eddie
it.
were great.
Yeah. They were the background on Bang a Gong. Did you know that?
Yeah, and they were on some.
Strawberry Shortcake.
Well, yeah,
They
obviously.
did the music to that.
And some Frank Zappa albums.
Yeah. The Turtles.
Yeah.
That was the original thing.
All right. That's side A.
Yeah, that had moments of greatness in it when Rick Derringer kicked it.
Yeah,
but-
man. I wasn't expecting like super kick-ass guitar.
Yeah, and then when Michael Quattro took over in his flesh-colored pants,
So side B.
shaky at best.
Side B is a little bit less
Grandiose.
grandiose. The songs on side B are Getaway, Rachmaninoff's Prelude in C, Blunt Funk, Sweet Lovin',
What?
What is going on with this record?
Ave Rock Maria. and Prelude in A flat Crazy 2.
It sounds like some guy who.
So the actual titles of the side B, Prelude in A flat Sweet Rock.
It sounds like some guy that like grew up like pretty wealthy and went to Hollywood High.
Yeah.
And he was like took piano classes for like 18 years of his first 18 years. And he's just like, well, I got all this money. I live in LA. I'll just hang out with Rick Derringer, and Flo and Eddie.
Hey Rick, do you know any Rachmaninoff?
I think that
I know
explains
Blunt
this.
Funk.
We're gonna hear Blunt Funk. Yeah. So this is Rachmaninoff's Prelude in C.
Blunt Funk. Is it Blunt Funk?
Blunt Funk.
Oh, it's actually one. So it's not in parentheses because it sounded like it would be in the parentheses.
Yeah. There's nothing funky about this.
No, this
Is this
schmaltzy-
Rachmaninoff's Blunt Funk or is this the end of Getaway?
I don't know.
Oh!
Stonehenge.
It is Stonehenge. God damn it.
Nobody knows who they were. Or what they were doing.
Stonehenge, where the demons play.
Where the banshees live, and they do live well. Stonehenge, where a man's a man, and the children dance to the pipes of Pan.
I'm gonna go a little bit forward and see if it gets any cooler. No.
Nope.
God damn.
with that little buzzing thing just sounds like the beginning of The Heat Is On before the saxophones bust in. Where I'm
Heat
just
is-
half expecting to hear
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The heat is off with this shit, though.
Okay, all right, I give up on
Okay,
because
You
yeah.
notice of all the gods he collaborated with, Orpheus is nowhere to be found on this record.
Yeah, that's right. That one's trash.
Yeah, but-
we liked the 5 seconds of Rick Derringer, but boy, that's
But this is made up for, which is something that actually, this was also in the bargain bin. It was bargain bin prices.
Yeah.
Rivers purchased a autographed promo photo of Christopher Cross.
And brother, if that ain't gonna get you laid, I don't know what will.
This guy killed the 1981 Grammys, and yeah,
I'll put that up on our Twitter as well. You can find us at the Goods Pod. I'll throw up that picture of the Christopher Cross picture.
I have one last question though about Michael Quattro. I'm afraid to ask.
Yeah, hit me.
I'm a little curious as to what Ave Rock Maria might sound
Oh
like.
yeah, what let's see.
I don't even want to know.
That's the third one. I think that was that real garbage one we just heard.
Yeah,
That was it?
It was the one with the tinkly tink piano.
You mean
on it.
that didn't sound like Ave Maria nor rock?
Well, it's relative terms, right? I didn't hear any blunt funk on anywhere.
I thought that was all supposed to be blunt funk.
I like how you keep slipping and think it's butt funk.
Well, it pretty much is.
No, there's a difference with butt funk. Like there's an actual sort of like there's butt rock. There's also butt funk.
This is Ave Maria Rock or Ave Rock Maria.
Life, it's a beautiful choice. Yo, does this guy roll with Yanni? Yeah. No, I'm serious. It sounds like one of those guys that like is part of Yanni's crew. Like if Yanni had a
Does
crew.
Yanni have a crew?
I'd imagine so.
Well, Yanni performs at the Acropolis, and this guy does collaborate with the gods, so it
That's
makes
true.
sense.
So yeah, this is the Ave Rock Maria.
yeah, this is
Yeah,
not,
this was.
this is not
I
good.
regret asking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just push it forward a little bit and see if it gets any crazier. Nope.
There's not a lot of crazy on this record.
Yeah.
It was almost like
And as we know, the gods must be crazy, right?
Yeah, I know. But so was anybody who bought this thing, other than us, out of curiosity.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. All right. So yeah, that's
Michael Quattro.
So that's Michael Quattro. Now, this next thing, the Honey Drippers, which I know Goodnight knows who that is. Pat, I think I told you this this is Robert Plant's attempt at doo-wop. So we're gonna hear
This is the one that has Sea of Love on it with the music video where he's in like the Speedo.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I know what this
Oh,
is.
so you've heard Sea of Love. So
Oh yeah, I've heard it. It's great. I mean, and I rolled my eyes when I said great, but
So this is the song that people know from this record, if they know anything.
Do you remember
It's just Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin doing old time doo-wop songs.
Isn't it, the whole record is just that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So much reverb on those vocals.
Well, like the early Elvis records.
Yeah.
This is a stretch for Robert Plant because he hasn't said baby, baby, baby.
Yeah,
yet.
that's right. Let's see.
So wasn't this recorded around the same time in which Jimmy Page was playing with The Firm?
I think it might be.
Yeah. So he's hanging out with Paul Rogers and doing that Radioactive song, which is not good.
His soundtrack stuff for Death Wish 2 was pretty good, though.
Death Wish 2.
This is the other big one.
They made it up to
This
Death
is,
Wish 4. That blows my mind that they actually...
Yeah, there's a huge body count. In
Yeah. Danny Trejo was in that movie.
This is the other big song up there. I Get a Thrill.
Glad I know somebody does.
Make me feel so good all night long. Really rock till I'm almost gone. Get a thrill.
This is relentless. That's the only word I could use to describe this song is relentless.
Oh, man.
Oh, I looked at the banner ad on Spotify. There's now queso at Chipotle.
Oh, shit. That's... All right, episode over. We're going to Chipotle.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, I'll be fair about one thing. Do you remember when Led Zeppelin in concert used to do like old Elvis songs and shit like that? That was usually pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
But this is missing something.
Yeah,
Probably the band.
Yeah, the
And
band.
the production
exactly.
is kind of...
Very,
doesn't
very-
do it...
And Robert's a little bit like,
I
he's sort
see
of
who-
timid on this record.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get out there, balls out, and scream.
Yeah,
like
I'm
you
trying
did
to
when-
I'm interested to see who actually produced this album, but
So the thing with Robert Plant, or at least the thing that he's always claimed, is that he developed his style of singing out of necessity because they played through such shitty amplification as a band when they first started.
Yeah.
That he would have to like scream, and his natural singing voice is more close to what you're hearing now. But that said, you know, people are used to the oh wow, they're used to
baby.
yeah, people are used to the Led Zeppelin style. So
Yeah.
to hear him,
Ooh, wow, get through.
it's like the vocal mix on this is really not good.
well, and this is the same exact time period as Neil and the Shocking Pinks too.
Yeah,
so you'd
yeah.
have Neil Young doing something similar. There was this brief doo-wop revival.
Yeah.
And you know what killed the fucking game is the best song to come out of this era of '84, the doo-wop revival, is Weird Al Yankovic's "One More Minute."
Oh, yeah.
And it's specifically kind of mocking this this sort of style.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that you're leaving.
This is super Weird Al making fun of this
Gonna
genre.
leave me far behind. So far behind. Cause you found a brand new lover.
His genre parodies were always quite good.
they're always-
I always preferred them to his his song parodies. Like,
Oh my god, this
like
is what,
Dare to Be Stupid is actually
Oh,
really...
Dare to Be Stupid was awesome.
this is
in
legit. One of,
Transformers the movie.
this is legit one of my favorite songs.
And I burned down the malt shop where we used to go.
Well, Frank Zappa used to do that early on, like on Freak Out. He had like what eventually became Reuben and the Jets, but he would like parody doo-wop songs.
Well, he
Yeah,
had,
like Wowie Zowie.
oh,
Well, not Wowie Zowie, but like...
no, the big one was "Hey there, people, I'm Bobby Brown."
Or no, the
Say
one
I'm
that was-
cutest boy in
Well, no,
town.
even the earlier ones was like, "Go cry on somebody else's shoulder."
That's right. Yeah. He did. What is it? One directly from the heart, or
Yeah, the ones on Freak Out are actually really good.
yeah. So the doo-wop thing's been around for a while, but anyway, at
Robert, you slipping, man.
At some
Yeah,
point,
man, you ain't dripping honey or money. You just dripping
Unintentional
shitty
funny. That's what
Yeah.
you're dripping.
well, the Honey Drippers is a bit of a, it's a bit misleading, right? Because that's a Led Zeppelin line, you know? It's like, hey, baby, when you walk that way, watch honey drip.
Yeah,
I
but
can't keep away.
Didn't
And
he
so,
take that from somewhere? It's like,
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
'Cause
all
it's
of
Led
Led Zeppelin
Zeppelin.
stuff is plagiarized.
Right. But my point is, everybody knows that to be one of Led Zeppelin's like kind of lyrics or whatever. So you see that and you're like, oh, maybe he's back to the old Zeppelin. And
But
then
it turns out you can keep away from when this honey drips.
Surprise!
yeah. So this is. I just wanted to play this one last one from this record. This is.
Can we just get Sha-na-na instead?
They had Bowser, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Bassman.
Know this.
Imagine tripping on acid at Woodstock. You're just tripping on that brown acid at Woodstock, and then Sha-na-na comes out, and you're just like, oh no.
Maybe how many of us is there? 3? Yeah. We should form a doo-wop group. I'm thinking because we will be better than Robert Plant.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah,
we could.
Can I be the bass man?
Yeah, of course. What is the? We could try the. For the longest time.
Oh, you're throwing Billy Joel in.
That was the same era.
I know.
Same exact era.
Uptown Girl. And my daddy would always say, you watch the video, he's trying to hide how much shorter he is.
Yeah. He's just surfing on that thing that they roll underneath the cars on. To be taller than
Creeper.
To be taller than Chris or Brinkley, like has to be rolled.
This is the last one here. This is the Honey Drippers with Ray Charles. I Got a Woman.
I got a woman way over town.
It seems like it's based on the Elvis version.
But it's also like, with certain songs, I'm like, why bother? And with I Got a Woman, Ray Charles pretty much has the yard covered, you know?
Well, Elvis's was pretty like...
Did Elvis do a good one?
Because this one sounds like it's based off that, because it has the same kind of rockabilly type.
It also sounds like it's based off of a keyboard preset, so...
This is Robert Plant featuring Casio.
Who needs John Paul Jones when you have presets?
That's right. All right, well, let's listen to a bit more of this track and we'll be right back.
She says
wow. Glad we made it through the Honey Drippers.
That was tough.
We're still stuck to the floor.
The two that you picked were the opposite of mine.
Well, as we know, Rivers likes to take people into his musical torture chamber.
Yeah, I know.
Part of the fun of the show every week.
At least Kenny G had a hot track, and Alan Parsons' project appealed to Rivers on a level which I don't understand.
I did.
Well, it's if you like Steely Dan and Pink Floyd, I guess what's not to like.
Goodnight. What did you pick up out of the
I'm trying to
bins under the bins?
Well, one of them might kind of lead in with the last one, so I might have to change the order of things that I was going to do these in because, we had Robert Plant doing a little bit of the 50s, and now we've got Having Fun with Elvis on stage.
Right.
Now you might think
this is a Canadian pressing, by the way.
That's right. This is a Canadian pressing. Now you might think, Elvis, he's got a lot of records. What's so unusual about that? This is different than any other Elvis record because usually when you have an Elvis record, it's about Elvis singing. But this one, as you can see, this thing says up here, is a talking record only.
Wait, it's just stage banter?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Who's that for?
To make the Colonel money. Because the Colonel can't make money off selling records of his songs, so they would sell this at the gimmick table at Elvis concerts
or to get out of the record deal. Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, fuck yeah. We got to throw that on the turntable. Let me get...
Pick any track. They don't have names.
Let's see. The track listing
says a talking record only. 18 minutes.
18 minutes on one side, 19 minutes on the other side. So this is
Sure.
Let's see, this is side A of Having Fun with
on stage.
Elvis on stage.
We go again, man.
This is just Elvis fucking
My
around.
horse just left. Come on, you can do it. Come on.
What the fuck?
20 minutes of this.
That's it. It just tapers off to nothing.
Yeah, I'll say.
Well, over, well, I've made it complete. Total fool of myself.
I love it.
Get a kick out of watching it.
No, it just tapers off into nothing.
Wow.
By the end of the night, I've made a complete and utter fool of myself.
One of my first records that I recorded back in 1927, I think it was.
Why does this exist?
If you took out the crowd noise in the background and just had Elvis isolated,
It'd be Elvis stand-up.
that would be amazing. Check out a bit from 1927. I
So
think.
did they just go in and like cut out the raps in between the songs and cut the songs out? Is
Yeah,
that-
this is just the things in between songs.
this is
Oh, he does that a lot on this record. There's a lot of well.
And a lot of. it should just be called Elvis coughs.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. Meaning music.
Now we'd love to sing. All of us up here love to sing and play music.
you're at a concert.
It's just ahead. Maybe there's others.
We all love to sing and play music, man.
Everybody up here, we all love singing, taking music, man.
They don't like us to stay on too long and he's
Well, if you remember, Elvis was really bad with his stage banter anyway, especially as the
Yeah.
70s went on when it would just slip into
Yeah, when
the
he was
oddest
fucked
thing.
up on pills. and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
So there's a whole record of that.
Yeah, because this is 74 when it came out. So this is like 3
Yeah.
years before he passed away.
Does it at least have him giving away a car?
He's giving away scarves for damn sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is just like whistling and wit.
Well, there's other like little bits. He's teasing. Somebody just yelled at him from the stage.
should have done that.
This isn't even mic'd into the soundboard.
Yeah, I know,
is
this
like,
is
It's not. The sound's terrible.
yeah.
This is garbage.
Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done what? No one will ever know.
This is fucking ridiculous.
It's just like,
Why does this exist?
the colonel's just sitting there with like a tape recorder, just being like, yes.
Because the colonel,
Yes.
the colonel can
Yes.
make money off of all this shit
I know.
because he don't got to pay no song royalties.
And then when RCA Records puts it out, this counts as a record, so he can get quicker to renegotiating that contract, right?
God.
See, he was a smart old man.
I know.
That's why Elvis had the great career he did.
So forth, it was pretty hairy back then. So anyway, I went into the Army in 1958. I went into the Army for 2 years. I came out
Wow,
in
he sounds like
60.
he's really having fun
And I
on
made it-
stage.
It sounds like he's just naming off years. He's just like, 1858.
Wait, are they clapping for his service?
Yeah, polite clap. There's
But as
lots
the
of
years
polite
went
clap.
by, I really-
Hang on.
22.
The people, the audience contact, I really was getting bugged. I
423 BC.
was doing so many movies and I couldn't really.
This is BC, BC. I don't know.
They would say
BC,
action, and I'd go,
BC, that little thing with the caveman man in the newspapers.
I said, that ain't what you're supposed to say. And I said, huh? So, anyway,
Memphis.
it all kept going, and I really wanted to come back, and so that's why I'm here tonight. And I just want to give you a brief.
Just stop this.
Fuck, why?
This is
Why?
This is what they call in the bargain bin game a curiosity.
This is definitely curious. All right, I'm just for the fuck of it. I'm gonna flip the record and just.
It's more. I'll give you a hint of what's on the other side.
A lot more scarves.
More talking.
Well, I know that, but I mean, maybe it'll be something kind
But
of.
they'll say, whoa, 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 whoa. Is that the band?
I get them all going at once. They'll put me in a straitjacket and take me away.
They put me in a straitjacket and take me away, man.
You sit here and laugh at me all the time, really. It's. You shut my mouth? How can I sing with my mouth shut? Okay.
This is fucking Donna. I love this.
My first movie was.
He was supposed to have a wrestling match
Wait.
with Jerry Lawler.
That's what they say.
I said that 3 times. My first movie was
You would've
Love Me
won.
Tender, and I'd like to sing those that place. Thank you very much.
No.
No,
They
man.
literally gave you one note.
Nope, just a
Durr,
tease.
and then it was,
Dirt.
thank you very much. God damn it. I can't believe this exists. This is
good.
fucking incredible. Oh my God.
Well, that's having fun with Elvis on stage.
You know what's funny is like when you brought it out, I just assumed it was like a live record.
Oh, see, that's what's so great about it.
Yeah.
It looks like it's just a regular old Elvis record.
Yeah. To the
How many
outside-
people do you think bought it thinking it was a concert record?
Thousands.
Or no, the better one.
Thousands of people have this sitting in the very back of their record
Well,
collection.
I think the better one is to have that out on your shelf, and then it's like, yeah, put a record on. Somebody's like, oh yeah, an Elvis concert record, that's great.
yeah.
And they put it on at the dinner party, and it's
I
quiet
think
for a
it's
little
gonna be
bit,
live from Hawaii or
and then
some
it's just
shit.
like, This is a little song from.
Well, there's a shit. Lights
is
are
a-
really bright up here,
La
man.
la la la.
This is a record that was released in 1927.
I was sitting around the other day.
My first record to come out was called Heartburn Motel. Nope, sorry.
Thank you.
Oh man, the Quaaludes are starting to kick in, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love that they fucking didn't even have two notes. One note, just like, all right, now I'm going to play this song.
I can name that
Thank you
tune
very
in
much.
one note,
Thank
ladies
you.
and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. What else did you get?
All right, we got
That's-
another one right here. Now
that
you
was
might
an
say,
absolute-
see, well, you know, you roll with Goodnight. You know you're going to get some good records. So
Jeez,
we
that
went
was
from
incredible.
Well, we've got another pretty incredible one because I hope y'all. I don't. This is gonna sound odd, but I hope y'all boys are feeling horny because
Oh, boy.
we got the soundtrack. to Pokey's Revenge right here.
Shit. Oh shit.
Now you may remember the soft core kind of movies like Porky. I know I sure do. From many nights watching them late at night on cable. And if you're like me, you've probably seen this movie a lot of times, but never really heard what it sounds like. Did you know in the soundtrack you've got Jeff Beck?
What?
Did you know in the soundtrack you've got Clarence Clemens doing the Peter Gunn theme?
What?
You've got the fabulous Thunderbirds doing Stagger
Well,
Lee.
of course, yeah. I mean, if
Wait,
it's
Clarence, the big man from Bruce Springsteen.
The big man. Well, he's not the biggest name on here, believe it or not.
if it's
Well,
a
that
19
was his nickname. Was Big Man.
Oh, he's the big man.
Yeah.
But when you're on a record with George Harrison, Willie Nelson, and Carl Perkins,
Wait,
it's
hold
hard to be
on.
the biggest man.
Here's my question: is this music that was made for the movie, or is this just somebody who was making the movie's mix that they put the songs over the record? Do we know?
You know what? I think you might have struck on something there.
Yeah.
But I have never heard of this George Harrison song called I Don't Want to Do It, which is probably autobiographical.
It's about the movie.
Well, no, I mean, I was saying
Do you want to do the Porky's Revenge?
you
soundtrack?
mentioned-
Well,
you
this is
mentioned-
new because look, Carl Perkins, Blue Suede Shoes, but it's Carl Perkins with the guys from the Stray Cats.
Yeah. I was gonna say because I believe Carl Perkins is in the actual movie.
That must be why George Harrison was there.
Yeah, but the thing is that there's scantily clad women, and it's the 1980s. The Fabulous Thunderbirds are going to be there. That goes without saying.
But no 38 special. That's what surprised me.
Dave Edmunds is on this a lot. Dave Edmunds from Rockpile and Nick Lowe's backing band.
So this is the George Harrison song. I Don't Want to Do It. Wow, this sounds a bit wistful for Porky's Revenge.
Looking back upon my youth,
Well, you know, it's
I always knew the truth.
fits in with a movie about a peephole and a
Yeah, that's his.
a cat house.
You
You know
know.
the George Harrison song about your youth.
Yeah. When I think glory holes, I think about George Harrison aging in the 80s.
Like you don't have enough.
This is such a sweet song for
Pokies.
such a fucking stupid movie. All right, what are the other ones on there?
So little actually wanted to add in that the George Harrison song actually features Jimmy Vaughn on guitar. So Stevie Ray's brother.
Oh,
This
boy.
is an all-star cast on the Porky's Revenge soundtrack.
Wow. They beats the shit out of Roadhouse.
It does.
Roadhouse is just that blind guy doing covers.
Well, we
Roadhouse is
can
a
go
good
with
movie.
Clarence Clemens doing the Peter Gunn theme.
Oh, I bet that sounds fun. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Catch a little of that Blues Brothers magic on the Porky soundtrack. Yep.
Put it in your car, blast it, and you can be like you're playing Spy Hunter.
Fuck yeah, dude. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Ooh, Love Me Tender performed by Willie Nelson.
Ooh, shut up.
Oh,
All right.
shit,
No,
yeah.
here's one. Here's something that you need to get to.
What is it?
The fourth track is Philadelphia Baby, performed by the Crawling King Snakes, which consists of Dave Edmunds, whose fingerprints are all over this. Dave Edmunds from Rockpile and stuff. Paul Martinez, Phil Collins, and Robert Plant.
Oh, shit.
He's becoming a thing.
1985.
Here it is. What's the name of the song? Philadelphia
It's
Baby?
called Philadelphia Baby by the Crawling King Snakes.
It's called Too Many Cooks in the Kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the doo-wop thing? Is this also 84?
85.
85. Everybody was doing the damn doo-wop thing in 84, 85.
It was a little better than the 100 Rippers, though.
Fuck yeah.
Phil Collins banging the hell out of those drums.
This is Robert Plant singing.
Yeah.
See if he gets a better band.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's sort of like more 100 Rippers, but better.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the list of people that are in Porky's Revenge, and it's like the list of people: Dan Monahan, Wyatt Knight, Tony Ganios, Mark Harrier, Khaki Hunter, Scott Columby, Nancy Parsons, and Chuck Mitchell. I don't know who any of these people are.
They must have spent all their money on the soundtrack.
Yeah, they spent all their money getting Carl
These are
Perkins.
big
and-
names.
Yeah,
and
huge
nobody's
names.
in the damn movie.
I know. Some guy looking like a fake boss hog.
I know. I was born too late for that part.
I think Wyatt, what's his face, is actually just a boss hog impersonator that they found at like somebody's bar mitzvah or something like that.
Two for the show.
This is a rocker.
You get ready now, go cat go, but don't you?
Yeah.
This
ain't
is an
bad.
absolute rocker. Yeah. Well, I mean, the parts are great.
Yeah.
Much better than the Crawling Kingston's. You know, this is definitely.
Well, yeah. I mean,
They
he sounds
maximize
good.
the combination that they have of Slim Jim and Carl.
Well, yeah, they really have, and it's got that small band rockabilly sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Carl Perkins hasn't lost a damn thing over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a shame that you went Elvis first because this is actually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Elvis one was out of
order.
No. I mean, we don't know. It's all a crapshoot here. We didn't know that the Kenny G album was going to have a great song on it.
Yeah.
That's true. We've proved that life is a big gamble.
Yeah, exactly. And that you could end up with the Porky's Revenge soundtrack. And for a bad movie, you have a pretty decent soundtrack.
Yeah, that's right.
But Elvis Presley, you can have an album that is just unlistenable.
Unlistenable. I've actually sat through the whole thing. There are if you're in the mood and you want to hear him slur about Memphis a lot, it can be kind of funny. Memphis. Think of it as Elvis's stand-up or something.
Oh, hey, look at this. All right, so
Elvers.
Elvers, Jesus.
At this stage, he was Elvers.
Elvers.
His daddy used to call him Evis.
Evis. Yeah, that makes sense.
Vernon.
So Elvis concerts, this is 1970 through 1974. On there, we got Jacksonville.
Oh.
We got Auburn.
Oh, there you go.
Concert stop. And
Tampa, which probably
War Damn Eagle.
over at the probably at the James L. Knight Civic Center.
Yeah. Doesn't have the Fourth Dimension listed, but was probably through your neck of the woods at some point. Good night.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, you
he
know.
did do Auburn. Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Elvis is America, so we're really all from Elvis country.
Yeah, but yeah, he played the Beard Eves Memorial Coliseum in Auburn in
And then
1974.
Hopefully he serenaded everybody with this album was made in 1927.
I don't know what town I'm in, man.
My first record and came out in 19. Not the Elgin, man. just play one of the songs, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
very much.
You know, the most requested song on the Blue Hawaii soundtrack, we're not going to play right now. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Gershio. Well.
Wah, 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 wah,
Oh, Lord, honey, calm down.
God, that record is just chaos.
That's great. That's so good. I think that's the winner.
That might be the winner out of the big pile.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
That's the king, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, undisputed king.
More so than in Kenny G, even.
Well, Kenny G, who knew he was good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The G
Who knew
stands
he was
for
good? Yeah,
the G stands for good sometimes.
Jesus was pretty damn good, I think.
Fuck yeah.
And who knew Porky's was good, too?
The Porky's Revenge soundtrack. Not even the original Porky's, the second
Who
one.
knew that the Porky's Revenge, actually, was this the second one or was this the third?
Oh, is it the third?
Because wasn't the second one Porky's 2 the next day?
Yeah, so this
Oh,
is Porky's 3.
Oh, that's Porky's 3.
So this is Porky's, and who would have thought that it's a more good, to coin a phrase, doo-wop revival record than Neil Young's
Or Robert Plant's.
Or Robert
Or Robert
Plant's.
Plant. Yeah, that's right.
Mr. Phillips was the only man that Jerry Lee still would call son.
Well, that's our bargain bin episode.
Yeah, that was fun.
Have you guys ever found anything in the bargain bin? Tweet at us. We're at The Goods Pod.
Yeah, have y'all been to the bin?
Yeah.
That's what we asked.
Yeah, tell us some of your best bargain bin finds, because honestly, you find gold in the damn bargain bin. You have to shuffle through a lot of people making false claims about their collaborations with the gods.
Yeah.
But eventually
But
you get
sometimes you'll find a Christopher Cross signed picture.
a signed picture of Christopher Cross.
Official promo picture from Warner Brothers Records.
Yeah, that's right.
And you'll
Thank
be
you.
sailing away into a future of, well, yachts and martinis and getting laid a lot.
Yeah, that's right. So find us on Facebook, facebook.com/thegoods-pod. We're on Twitter @thegoods-pod. And
You can find us on faceface.com, maybe at the Goods Pods.
find me on Face Space, man.
You find me on Face.
We're recording
Or
a
you find
song
me
and-
face to face,
You find
and
me
you know
on-
trouble's happening. If you find me at face-to-face.com,
Yeah, my Elvis
kid.
My Elvis, by the way, is not that different than my Bray Wyatt. It's just you just have to add a little rasp to go from like, thank you very much, to you got to come out here, Randy. I'm out here, man.
That face-to-face.com is just general. That's Evan Williams. That is Evan Williams.
Is that different from ass-to-ass.com, which is like the
There's
180?
your face, me. Yeah, I'll send you a text, Max, buddy. We'll get together, face.
Big shout out to our webmaster, Richard Eden, up there in the Yukon Territory, doing the heavy lifting at thegoodspod.com. Pat, what should they do when the folks get to
Rate, review,
iTunes?
false start. Rate, review, subscribe. Shows the attitude of gratitude.
And if y'all don't have the attitude of gratitude, man, well, fuck you, man. Thank you very much.
Song of the week this week. This is one I actually did find in the bargain bin. It's a really good record. This was actually, I believe, done in Muscle Shoals, Alabama in 1979. This is John Hyatt, and the record is called Slug Line. And this is track 1. It's called You Used to Kiss the Girls. We'll see you next time.
I see you singing like a camera. I see you staring from your mouth. I see you spitting out your algebra. You think you got it figured out. I saw you on American Bandstand. I saw you on the Mickey Mouse Club. I see your wife as a trash compactor. I see you holding 2 ticket stubs. I see you pushing out your politics. I see you rifling the machine. I see you dressing up your party chicks. Lipstick like convertible scenes. I didn't think that you were so much better. You just projected all the faith in the world. But now you're sitting home knitting sweaters, telling stories to a 3-year-old. You used to kiss the girls and make them cry. You used to be too young to die. You used to kiss the girls and make them cry. You used to kiss the girls. You used to kiss the girls. Now you got 1 wife, 2 kids, 3 cars, 4 eyes, 5 suits, 6 mortgage, 7 big ideas. Lots of time, lots of cash. Read the sign, take out the trash. Do what you're told, you're getting old. We didn't think you last. She only told you that the party was over. She didn't tell you that her bedroom was locked. And then she took your key and started up your motor. You should have taken that spin around the block. You used to kiss the girls and make them cry. You used to be too young to die. You used to kiss the girls and make them cry. You used to kiss the girls. You used to kiss the girls. You used to kiss the girls and make them cry. You used to be too young to die. You used to kiss the girls and make them cry. You used to be too young to die.
The Goods from the Woods was mixed, edited, and distributed by me, Rivers Langley. You can find the show on Twitter @TheGoodsPod. Our theme song was composed by DJ Smiles. Check him out on Twitter @VJ Smiles.